Hello and welcome to Bunny Hop. My name is George Weedman, and what I'm going to do is parry this charge. If you parry Sundowner's charge right here, he gives you an easy shot at picking off one of his explosive armors. 2 if you're fast. Yes, I am fast. Cool. Oh, now for this guy, you kind of want to stop some of the habits you might have gotten yourself used to now at this point in the game. You can't slide. That's bad news. He counters your slides. You don't want to start really long, complicated combo chains. You do want to bait him into charging like so, though. Overall, though, he shouldn't be too bad. He does not have a whole lot of health. He attacks kind of slow. He has a helicopter friend who might be a problem, but if I kill that helicopter, another one's going to come up out of its place, and I'd rather do that a bit later in the fight where I might have some more time to deal with it. But like I said earlier, I'm not going for big long combos here. I'm trying to control myself because I don't want to hit that exploding armor, and that's a hell of a concept. Armor that explodes. He dodges, on Revengeance mode, he dodges a lot of perfect parries, which would, usually give you a shot to take off one of his panels in an easier mode, but here it doesn't work out so well. You kind of have to wait him out. So he should raise up his armor and try to turtle up any minute now, I hope. Or charge. That would work too. Yeah, okay, there we go. So now I gotta walk up to him, and this should be an easy hit. Yep. You also don't want to be slashing yourself silly after that first blade mode button prompt, because you'll ruin it. A lot of weird things to get used to with this guy, but once you get used to them, he's no big deal. He's already down to like 70 something, if I'm 64, even better. Now phase 2 is a bit different, but from his phase 1, but not that different from other encounters in the game, and that you can perfect parry here fairly effectively. If you hit the last strike of his combo there, you can do massive damage to him fairly easily. Oh no. Getting health packs is going to be a bit tricky. Oh, and these guys are not, though. If I just parry him swinging the giant industrial antenna that fits on top of a building. If I do this a few times, it should break, and it also takes care of... Oh, geez, what a letdown. I was really in the zone there. Alright, let's see how I do this time. This is neat. I get a checkpoint in the middle of the battle. So I was practicing this earlier in the day, so I kind of know some of this guy's nuances. And I don't remember him being that much of a problem. I've been ignoring Ripper mode this whole time, but as you can see, I got a healthy damage boost from that. I'm trying to hit him on one of these counter parries, but I don't think I'm doing it late enough in his combo for it to register. But if I do that now, yeah, he's down to 10. Oh, cool! Well, that didn't take long. Wow, Ripper mode really did make a difference, didn't it? So yeah, the Sundowner is not that much of a problem, although Sam is coming up, and I really want to be saving my health packs through this next chunk of level because of, just how much of a doozy he is. Like, if I lose 1 health pack, I might want to restart right then and there, because I was having a really hard time practicing on Sam earlier today for this run. 2.5 hours. I pray to Jeebus that I won't have to deal with that again this time. Until then, we get to watch this crazy shit. This is what's behind that window in the building. Look at how gamey this is. All of a sudden, I have shmup controls. And God, if I pay attention, I should not be losing any healths or health packs in here, because, whoa, I just accidentally shot another one. Yeah, like a shmup, you just go where you pointed, no muss, no fuss, you just shoot, no penalty whatsoever for shooting. Oh. Here at Bunny Hop, failure is always an opportunity to learn from our mistakes and try to become better people and better at video games, which the two don't really correlate to each other one way or another. But anyways, I'm coming at this now with full health and 1 health pack, which is more than I started with. So I was about to say I don't see how I can lose this time, but that actually what I just saw just then is the first time I've actually died at that one part. Man, talking while playing this really does hurt your performance. I have a lot of respect for the Awesome Games Done Quick speedrunners who actually manage to do speedruns and occasionally beat records while talking at the same time. Because that's a whole new level of concentration required to both keep track of the thoughts in your head and what you filter out of your mouth, and also the reflexes and the timing of your button presses inside of your head and what actually comes out on your fingers. So I'm gonna hold down Y for a second and start talking about the story. This is when the climax begins. We're about to make an incredible getaway from the iconic American city of Denver, Colorado. Don't you recognize that skyscrapered scape, that skyline? I sure don't. So, anyways, oh, I have to buy stuff. But I remember in the last episode I started off with that silly little weird jazzy poetry thing, and one of the commenters said that saying that Platinum Games writing is quote unquote excellent borderlines into lame fanboy territory, and yeah, it's not like you're wrong. It's just, for one, I was making up half of that as I went along. It was based on bullet points on a sheet of paper in front of me, and also, you know, excellent might not be the best descriptor. I want to focus these upgrades on power more so than health, because I'm going to be picking up health packs later on in the next level. So let's see if I can buy some fuel cells. I just upgraded the strength of my sword and polearm, which are going to be incredibly useful for the Sam battle, which I want to start gearing up for. Can 15,000 buy anything helpful? Polearm? No, I already looked at that screen earlier. But anyways, okay, like, the individual lines of writing in this game, or basically most any games, are not going to be excellent. Same deal with Metal Gear Solid. Like, Kojima has made some great stories, and some other not so great ones, but I like the great ones. But even in those great stories, the actual stuff that the characters are saying won't really stack up to most other works of literature or art. But like a whole lot of great works of literature and art, they do cool things with theming, which this game is no exception for. Metal Gear Solid 1 and well, I don't know the theme off the top of my head of Metal Gear Solid 1, but Kojima openly advertises the themes of those games. Metal Gear Solid 3 is scene, Metal Gear Solid 2 is meme, 4 is, was it Gene?
No, it was Sense.
5 is supposed to be like race and revenge and all sorts of crazy stuff. But in here, the theme is moral relativity and conflict, which isn't exactly new ground for the series. The arcs to the villains in 2 and 4 kind of reveal that they might be the good guys, or at least they thought they were good guys. Look at that health upgrade. I'm at 170 now. I was just telling you guys about how I don't need to be buying health upgrades because I'm going to find them scattered throughout the next level. And there's also one last one in the game, I believe, when I'm in the Pakistan hangar, and one short little quote-unquote stealth section here. So anyways, moral relativity and conflict. The villains... The villains in 2 and 4 are rebelling against the Patriots, which is kind of sort of played off as the good thing to do. Like, I don't know. The games frame the Patriots like they're the bad guys, but the actual internal philosophy discussed makes them a little more complicated than that. But you're supposed to empathize and relate to Snake and not Ocelot. And in Metal Gear Solid 2, you're supposed to empathize with Raiden and not Solidus, even though towards the end of the game it turns out that Solidus was trying to end the Patriots' rule, and so was Ocelot doing this weird thing where he was convincing himself that he was Liquid so that he would help you out, despite pretending to be a bad guy at every turn of the story. Moral relativity and conflict is the theme of Metal Gear Rising, and they build up to it as the game progresses on. They hint towards it in the very beginning when you're first fighting Sam, and Raiden says, "My sword is a tool of justice," and Sam is like, "No, it's not." And it's supposed to be... And on one level, it's a callback to Metal Gear Solid 2, because in that game, Raiden was having a self-crisis about the relativity of his mission, and that he couldn't really decide if he was inside of a Solid Snake simulation or not, and that was shared with the player, and that they couldn't really decide if they were playing a proper sequel or not. And in this game, Raiden is having a confusing identity crisis over whether or not he is enjoying slashing up these cyborgs and chopping them to bits or not. And that's supposed to be shared with the player, because the player is supposed to enjoy chopping up these cyborgs to bits. And it is fun gameplay, so indulging in the supposedly horrible action of killing tens, if not hundreds, of these cyborgs at a time is supposed to make you feel bad or something. Like, if you were playing Spec Ops, it would be played off like something that was supposed to make you feel bad. But in this game, it's played off like a comedy, which is really important. It makes it a lot easier to digest, I feel, a lot less pretentious in a weird way. Oh, by the way, you're supposed to bunny hop to defend yourself against rockets, right? So do that here, because there are guys with rockets looking down at you. For some reason, they decide to get off their sniper perches when you approach them closely, which is what they should not do. They have a whole lot more protection up there than they do down here. But there's also a hammer man running around down here, and I want to be taking out these RPGs first, because they're just going to get in the way. I want to make sure that I keep my meters up as I go through it. Whoa! And I want to take out the hammer dude using Ripper mode. One RPG is still up on his sniper pro... Oh! Okay. I got this now. I think everyone is all mine at this point. I'm going to continue on my insightful discussion on whether or not this is a good game story as soon as I can finish concentrating on Ripper moding up the Hammerman. Yeah! I'm already done. I took one rocket, so I'm not going to get an S rank. I'm crossing my fingers for B. Yeah, well, I shouldn't really feel good about a B, should I? So anyways, this game has very dark, macabre themes, but it makes jokes about them. Well, it doesn't, like, make jokes with punchlines and wind-ups and, well, build-ups and punchlines. It makes them by using camp, which is also very Metal Gear-ish. Like, playing with dark, macabre themes and presenting them in a campy setting is very true to the series. There are moments in this story that had me in stitches the first time I was playing through them. I was laughing my ass off. One of which is... it happens in the demo of the game, where you're fighting Blade Wolf, and... one of the first moments of Great Camp comes when you're fighting Blade Wolf, and Raiden and the Blade Wolf have a philosophy argument about free will and what what mission directives mean and what an AI knows about freedom. Or what does an AI know about freedom? Ooh, parry time. Yeah! And much like any other Metal Gear game, it is surreal and weird, because the rest of the game's tone is playing it off like a very serious situation where a crazy cyborg ninja has to rush to save this country from militant PMC revolutionaries who are screwing with the infrastructure and taking control of a really important power plant. And a robot dog and a robot cyborg start arguing about what the nature of free will is, and neither of them do a very good job, but they try, and it's just funny to watch happen. This is stealth coming up here. Watch, stealth is happening. Dun 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 dun. Oh, let me try stealth again. Once I get patient enough to wait out these two flyers to leave the scene, I'm going to use red phosphorus grenades 2 times for probably the only 2 most useful times they'll get used in this playthrough. If I get spotted by the dwarf geckos underneath us, 2 of those really annoying big dog robots as opposed to the little dog robots will spawn in and give me a whole lot of trouble. I'm going to use 2 red phosphorus grenades. I want to keep 1... Well, actually I want to keep 2 in my inventory, because 1 might be useful during the Sam battle, and 1 is going to be useful for sure in an upcoming encounter on the streets below. And I see that there's an item box up ahead. Yeah, I made it through. I got no damage and a C ranking, but I think they were only counting that very last encounter. And I'm gonna hope that this guy gives me enough meter to turn on Ripper mode. Is it gonna be red? No. I'm gonna want Ripper mode for dealing with that grad down there. I don't want to alert him just yet. I'm gonna move very slowly to these 2 soldiers harassing the civilian. Ah, damn it!
I've located a route with relatively light security. I will mark the heading on your Soliton radar.
I'm going to try an EM grenade this time. In the very beginning of the game, they try to give you a tutorial about how EM grenades can stun guards who are about to kill civilians, but then you never use that mechanic again, so I kind of forgot about it. Let's see how well it works for this situation. Huh. And I got Ripper mode too. Yeah, alright. Let me turn blade mode off before I... Ripper mode off before I keep going. Ah, sweet. Finally. Now, that guy lived, right? Yep, there he is. Cool. Let me just save the day and then continue on with my incredibly improvisational discussion about things that probably sound way... Okay, no, like, that's an example. Like, you have this, relatively... Oh, okay, there we go. I thought she was just gonna look at me. You have this storyline that's dealing with fairly dark subject matter, but it has really surreal moments that play it off almost like a comedy. Come on, there you go. And that makes it kind of, in Metal Gear Solid games that are more slow-paced and methodical and thoughtful, that makes them kind of trippy. It makes this one kind of funny. Like, there's those moments like the Blade Wolf dialogue, and after that you see George in the sewers singing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme song, and like later on you have that hilarious Jack the Ripper reveal where it's time for Jack to get ready to rip, or whatever Raiden says. Whatever it was, it had me on the floor. And it reaches a climax up to that part where they're revealing that the theme of the story is relativism and conflict. You know, people on both sides of a conflict think that they're the good guys. They think that their conflict is justified, and that makes deciding who is and who isn't the good guy, who deserves justice, you know, who protects the innocent, who is the innocent, and who is it that protects them. Those are really... God damn it. So, there's another situation where that, juxtaposition between serious subject matter and the lightheartedness of the presentation happens when Armstrong and Raiden are having an internet argument on top of a giant spider battle tank robot in the middle of the desert in the Middle East to thwart an assassination attempt to destabilize the political tensions of the region, to encourage wars, to push for the greater sustainability of this war economy in the Metal Gear Solid universe. Like, that would be heavy if it weren't for the absurdity of the comic book setting. Metal Gear games do that. This one's no different. A lot of people don't like this game for spitting on the continuity and the tone of the Metal Gear franchise, for being all serious and not heavy. Like, look at what the Metal Gear franchise is. Like, Metal Gear Solid 1 has Psycho Mantis doing all kinds of crazy things, and Meryl running around in her underwear and that being okay, and the box. Like, it has slapstick comedy written into the core of its gameplay mechanics. Like, this box is iconic. It represents the seriousness of a military stealth game with the absurdity of the Metal Gear Solid flavor and what that brings to the seriousness of the situation. And whichever commenter said that it was a black comedy, thanks for that. I'm going to be really comfortable calling the game a black comedy from now. I dig that. I like that. I think it's a black comedy too. I thought it was hilarious. And a lot of Metal Gear Solid fans don't like this game for being too goofy for Metal Gear Solid. And I mean, just look at what... look at the pedestal you are putting Metal Gear Solid on, and then look at Metal Gear Solid itself. Like, these games have always been silly and ridiculous. About as, if not more silly than this one. Like, this one doesn't have unlockable extras that send you to a Monster Hunter tie-in universe where a talking cat gives you tutorial directions on how to shoot mythical dragon beasts with the rocket launcher. Yes, I know that's not canon. It still happened, though.
Nice work.
You know what is canon is this game where Raiden flips around a Metal Gear Ray, which a lot of fanboys don't like, but what is canon in Metal Gear Solid 4 is Raiden stopping a goddamn battleship. Like, something even more heavier and more intimidating than the mecha robot is a goddamn battleship. This doesn't seem like that far-fetched of a concept, is what I'm saying, and the story sticks kind of close to the more surreal black comedy themes that other Metal Gear Solid games also embrace. So in this room is a BP bonus, but don't go too deep in there, or else you'll get your ass kicked before gorillas who spawn in. Just stick to the walls, grab the BP and go, and you'll be fine. Next up is Sam. This is gonna be ridiculous. I'm gonna give him one attempt before cutting out and kind of resting on it, because I've already played 2.5 hours of fighting Sam over and over again today. Because Sam's really hard on this difficulty mode. I made a few different upgrade decisions during this run than I did earlier today. Oh man, this sucks. I think the sword is about as strong as it's gonna get. Let's see. Will energy help me and Sam? I don't think they will. Maybe I should finally buy a health upgrade, because I'm not going to use the Psy like a lot of players do. I tried just now, it didn't work out so well with me. So let's see, 20,000 will get me an endurance upgrade. 40,000 gets me a fuel cell upgrade. The fuel cell upgrade will increase my minimum needed for Ripper mode, and I want to be relying on Ripper mode, so I'm actually going to go with the third endurance upgrade of this run. Ah, damn it, I'm only 8,000 away from buying a fourth. Even though I probably shouldn't, it's awfully tempting to. Oh man. I feel some tension. Let's see how it goes. So you want to start off by jumping straight over him, slashing this box with the health pack in it right behind him. Oh, this time I have more health packs. Earlier today, I had only... Ooh, dodge! No! Not having it. You gotta get yourself off to a good start with this guy. But, I kind of already have myself off to a good start because I have 4 health packs instead of 0, which I was dealing with earlier today. he has a 4-hit combo that if I can bring myself to 2, 3, 4, 5... Alright, I missed it. I guess one of them is 5 hits. Whew. I don't know if I can talk and do this at the same time. I want to grab that health pack at the very beginning of the battle, and then I want to initiate his phase 2 fairly quickly. 3, 4, there we go. I wish I had Ripper mode turned on when that hit though, because I have plenty of meter to go around, and since I have so much meter actually I want to get a few cheap shots in there before my meter runs out too. 46%. Alright, things are going well so far. I can see the difference that blade upgrade made. I was doing chip damage to him earlier today. Starting off with extra health packs helps too. There are 4 lying around. Now in this phase of the battle, he sticks to extremely predictable patterns. At distance, he charges at you. Up close, he tries to kick you. And if you do a regular parry, you don't have to perfect parry this charge. Right now he's hesitating, whatever. There we go. You can follow up with a few easy heavy strikes. Now you gotta mash. And he'll initiate phase 3, which is a lot like phase 1, except with some more predictable heavy attacks that he does, some charge attacks from the distance. And I hope I can inch my way towards that box behind him and grab the health pack inside. Oh my gosh, it took like 5 solid hits with the polearm to get him to stagger like he just did earlier today. I think this is going well. I'm so glad that I actually practiced this earlier today. Practice makes perfect. Down to 30% already. Whew. I want the item crate. It's extremely risky going for item crates right now because he has some moves that are very... Whoa. Oh, he also has this garbage projectile. Oh no, like that. They're very hard to parry in time if you're not already facing in his general direction. Okay, there's a health pack right there. I'm gonna grab it. I guess one of us smashed open the box earlier. Parry! Ugh. In phase 3, he does this thing, where he zigzags you in between some charge moves. Whew. 2, 3, 4. And he also dodges your counter parry. Like, in phase 1, I was able to bait him into giving me... Whoa! Okay, maybe... Oh, no! God. Alright, I'm gonna give it another attempt before doing any cutting, and I hope I don't get into a funk, because if I get into a funk and just try the same thing over and over again, I will be here forever. 3, 4... I missed it. I think I have enough Gatorade to, whoa, dodge. 4. And it's a little advantageous. 3, 4. It's a little advantageous to keep him transitioning from phase 1 to phase 2, because he gives you that opportunity to do some eep cheesy, but admittedly... Oh, alright, you know what? No, it's time for us to get this phase 2 party started. 3, 4. Haha! There we go. And if you notice that perfect parry again, it bottoms out. You hit it the first time and it takes away like 40 points from him, but once you do it again, while he's transitioning from phase 1 to 2, it won't give you as much damage for it as it does the first time. And I have 4 health packs. If I can get this item crate, I can have full 5er again. Yeah! Alright, now I'm gonna try to move over here while he's still in phase 2, so that I'll be closer to the other item pickups. Oh, here's a tip. Don't try to dodge those charges while he's far away from you. It is bullshit. He'll teleport if he's, at a far enough away distance where the game can't, like, logically compute just how much time it takes for him to get to you, because it'll teleport to fill in the gap and then you won't know when to dodge. You can dodge them very easily if he's at like medium range. It's a lot harder at closer and farther range. Alright, phase 3. He'll go back to comboing again, and maybe if I move over here... Woo! Let's see if I can get dive kick on him. Nope, missed. Well, it says 1 hit. Maybe it hit him. If I can get him cornered against these this is another place I don't want to get caught up in, is by those rocks. He'll either curve around the rocks, or you simply won't be able to see him through the rocks. You'll either have bad visibility, or he'll have an unpredictable little bit of movement to him. Phase 3 is definitely the hardest, because you can't rely on counter parries quite like you can during phase 1, and he has much the same moveset as he has during phase 1. I do like this, though. That's nice and easy and predictable to defend against, and he's vulnerable for a... Whoa, I don't even... He's nice and vulnerable for a little while afterwards. Let's see. There's a health pack lying around. I ought to grab it before it disappears. And you know, picking those up is one of the worst things you can do. Because you want to be facing his attacks. They're so fast. You want to be facing them if you want to actually rely on being able to parry them successfully. And while you're facing away, like the split second of Raiden pivoting his heel, like that is 1 frame that's just enough to screw you up. 15, 14, 13... 12, 11. He's at number 9. Whoa! Whoa, yeah, there we go! That's something Sonic the Hedgehog would say. Playtime's over. What would an AI know about freedom? Skip. Oh man, this feels good. This feels good. Let's see how long that took me. I think I got under 10. Yeah, under 10. 7:37. Whew, what's it gonna give me? B? Not bad, not bad. I got a C last time. And also last time that timer said 2 hours and 30 minutes. So remember, kids, upgrade your damage. That's probably the most useful thing you can upgrade in Revengeance difficulty. I think I'm all the way full. No, cool, strength +5. Oh, I am... is there one for the pole arm? Oh, decisions. Oh, and I'm only a few hundred lower... Wait, no, that's 30,000. How much is upgrading the sword? 30,000, so I need 60,000 to do both. What am I going to be fighting? I'm going to be fighting asshole cyborgs and normal... I'm going to upgrade the polearm first, because the first few encounters on the next level will require me to do some crowd control AoE damage. Yep, there we go. I'm definitely saving my money for the sword upgrade. I don't think, maybe I shouldn't, because I don't know if the upgrades that you buy here are going to apply for the final boss battle when you pick up Sam's blade, Sam's Muramasa Sam's Mayamata. Huh, there's a flying enemy there. It's usually not there on the easier modes, is he? Well, let's find out how I handle this next section next time. I'm looking forward to it. That final battle is pretty hilarious.